So that's really important for you to introduce, because introductions must create tensions, because people will read your introduction first. If people are not interested, people will throw your paper away. When you read, do not just read academic article. You have to read professional articles, policy articles. You have to read anything coming from reports that highlight the issues, and that can provide your motivation.
That one, Prof, if you mention the IMF says that more quantity is better, but central bank says that one or small Islamic bank but bigger size is better, and then try to, this is the important one. The quality of our communications in the introduction should convince enough, right? This one is very important. We should tell the audience, right?
The introduction really important. Right? My experience, I have rewrote many introductions for others, right? And the latest one for my friends, he came to see me and then showed me his articles.
The draft of the
draft articles, where he said that he received a lot of comments from reviewers. So when I read the articles,
the flow,
I think something wrong there. So we sat at night, because he came to my
office.
Not my office. I was here in Yogyakarta. So he came to see me. So I start putting in, you have to have a flow. Right? You have to know what to say first. You have to know what to bring up seconds. Where all those points must create problems. People will have to see that there are problems that you have to solve. When people see there are problems you have to solve, you bring them, these are my objective, to solve that problem. That's what you have to do. So what I did is basically just rewrote the introductions and up until the end, and then it took quite some time at night, and we stopped there. And then last 2 or 3 weeks, he sent a message to me, Prof, my paper got accepted. See? I said, I have not done anything. I just wrote introductions. Yeah, Prof, he said, you just wrote introductions, but then the editor looked at it and said, wow, introductions so improved. Because when you write introductions, because introduction is blueprints of what is coming up next. So which means that what coming up next will be organized too, based on the introductions. So that's really important for you to introduce, because introductions must create tensions. I think my friends from France always said, you must create tension, which means we are not sure what are the result, what are the conclusions of these issues. Some say this, some say this. You have to create that type of tensions. And then you're coming in, you try to resolve, reconcile that tensions by improving your method, by improving this and that and so on. You can become your gap. So that's what needs to be done in your introductions if you want to write. Because I would say introduction is the most important, because people will read your introduction first. If people are not interested, people will throw your paper away.
So, based on your experience, Prof, for your paper, when you write the introductions, you write at the first time, or maybe you have some ideas, you have data, you know what to do, you run first and then see the result, and then only then you start to write the introduction?
No. I will write introduction first. I will write introductions because the first thing I know, these are my objective. So I have to motivate my objective. I have to find motivation first, objective. Of course, introduction can be rewritten when you go to the result and so on. But by writing introduction, I have a clear mind of what I need to do. I have a clear mind in terms of basically there will be contribution, because
the flow.
I already know motivations, I already know the contribution and so on. And after introductions, I will go to the
review.
No, not literature review. I will go to doing data analysis.
Data analysis.
After data analysis, try to look at the methods and so on.
Yeah.
Introduction, I have already decided the method.
Yeah.
I try to look at, but sometimes method doesn't work. I go
Yeah.
back to introduction, change the
Adjust,
method,
yes.
adjust,
Yes.
and come back. And the last one, literature review, can be last.
Oh, last.
No, because
some.
you have read literature. By writing introduction mean that you have completed reading all the literature, because without reading literature you cannot write good introductions.
Right.
But to put literature review, you can put last, because literature review is just mentioning
Elaborations of the
introduction,
of
what
the
are the state of the
introductions.
arts and so on. So
Yeah.
I will put last. And sometimes when I work with someone else, for example, with my students at INSEF, I write rating and said, okay, you are my co-author, you do literature review. So he will do literature review at the end. You know?
Yeah.
At least when they do a literature review, I will restructure back so that to be in line, everything, and so on. So that normally what I did when I go to the results, and from result I strategize everything and so on. And then I will write the abstract, I will write the conclusions. Method will come from your results.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prof, you as a managing editor, many times as a reviewer, and in your experience, Prof, because we as the writer or the author, we would like to give a first impressions to the reviewer, right?
Yeah.
From our writing. Normally, what I suggest to my student is that first, of course, is the title. After the title, the reviewer would like to see the helicopter picture through abstract.
Yeah.
Only then the introductions.
Yeah.
How do you see the sequence of this?
I will look at the title first.
Yes.
Right? Whether title doesn't have to be very interesting, catchy title, but whether I can understand the title or not.
Yeah, but
Because sometimes, especially the authors coming from this part, Indonesia, Malaysia, when you see the title, you do not know exactly what the title means. You know? So that one will we'll put alert. This might not be good, but then I will not stop there by just rejecting. I will go to
of course, yeah.
abstract. And abstract very important. You have to be very brief.
Yeah.
Right? This is my objective. This is my data. This is my method. This is my results.
Yeah.
Highlight very important results.
Yeah.
Right? So that's enough.
Yeah.
For the objective, and then I will go to introductions, because introduction will not read the whole thing. I will read the objective, and I will read why you want to do this objective, motivations.
Motivations. Yeah. And I need you to comment on my statement, Prof, or the way I teach to my student during the research methodology, Prof. When you mention methodology, Prof, I normally says like this to the students. You need to think, if you finish doing your paper, fully finished, who do you think will get benefit from your paper? And that will be part of the motivation of the study. For example, if you see that the annual report of the OJK have stated that we still have a problem in the market share of Islamic bank, and socializations needs to be improved and things like that. That is the problem. And if you take that issues and you write down that your motivations is to give academic argument to the OJK, that is a good motivation of study. How do you see my statement?
When it comes to motivations of the research work that you do, motivation comes from two parts.
Okay.
One we call academic, the other one practical.
Academic and practical.
The one that you mentioned is the practical.
Because it'll give a benefit directly
to the policy makers. Because this is something that discussed in policy circles. Something discussed in professional circles.
Right, professional circles.
People discuss this.
Yes.
Right? And when people discuss this, it means important.
Yeah.
Right? When the head of the government say this.
Yeah.
When the governor say this.
Yes.
When the big organizations say this, it must be important.
Of course.
If you can address that, mean you address the practical importance of that topic.
Yeah.
The other part of academic. Academic, of course, you want to resolve the theoretical conflicts or existing empirical findings that are mixed, for example. You want to resolve those because we are not sure. So that's why when you have certain issues that you raise, you have to ask yourself, what are the critical knowledge that we have so far? Are there any conflicts? What are the empirical findings that we know so far? Are there any conflicts? Where you can come in? Are there any practical relevance of your work? Practical relevance means, are these issues discussed anywhere outside there within professional policy circles? So very important. What you highlight is true enough. Sometimes we write article, but we forget that practical relevance of that article. So that's why when you read, do not just read academic article. You have to read professional article too. Policy articles you have to read. Anything coming from reports, anything coming from, let's say, the McKinsey or KPMG, all those type of report, professional bodies and so on that highlight the issues and that can provide your motivations.
Yes, I agree with you, Prof. But sometimes, Prof, you mentioned about the practical and then theoretical, right? Sometimes I feel that, okay, if we read the previous study about a certain theory, conflicting theory, result is different and things like that, and somehow up until certain level, we think, okay, then if you done that, if you done your own research, and then your final research support either one of the theory, who will get the benefit? I mean, will this give benefit to the to mention one? Who? Regulator, practitioners? If you cannot mention the benefit is for whom, then who will get benefit, Prof?
No, when you write, for example, let's say the one that I mentioned to you regarding whether Islamic bank should be a small Islamic bank or should be a big Islamic bank, for example. So at the end, you will get the results. Of course, you will be supporting one side and not the other. But then, as part of recommendations that you make at the end, you draw from whatever finding that you get together with whatever evidence out there to make recommendations. So what you can do, okay, central bank should encourage mergers between Islamic bank so that Islamic bank become bigger. But do not just let Islamic bank to become bigger. You also have to strengthen supervision of Islamic bank. Because if they become bigger with lack of supervision, they can be risky too. So those are the findings that you get, which provide guidelines for central bankers. Okay, we need bigger Islamic bank, but you have to remember, when you become bigger, the whole thing become more complex. When you become bigger, it become too big to fail, and they create incentive for Islamic bank to take more risk. So you must have stronger supervisions.
If that is our finding, Prof, it's easy to say that, okay, my finding will get the benefit, will bring a benefit to the regulators, Prof. I mean, I cannot imagine if we do a certain research, then we cannot say that, okay, this is just theoretical, purely theoretical. So who will get the benefit? So why we write a paper which is discussing about the theory and cannot be implemented?
No, you have to look in this way, right? When we write some topic, it can be theoretical, it can be empirical, without having, let's say, or with very little of policy implications.
Very little policy.
But you have to know the fact that policy makers, they have their own researches. When they want to write policy papers, they will refer to many papers, including your papers.
Oh, okay.
Right? And you contribute in that way. We cannot see, when it comes to knowledge. When you create one knowledge, you will never know who get benefits. But someone who refer to those, and someone who do more or less look at various type of finding, and based on that make their own conclusions. Or this type of finding may be very relevant. For example, let's rely on this. So that's why when your papers got cited by those who do policy work, then you have impact.
Yes.
But if you don't write, what will happen? No one will cite you, right? So that's why you have to write in the first place. what drive me to do research is my own curiosity.
Curiosity, yes.
When I get everything and I see the result might be interesting, might be of interest to others, for example,
Yeah.
I start looking at with this type of topic, what are potential journals,
Yeah.
right? To be able to publish in good journal. And sometimes you may have good idea. Your idea may add on what we know so far, but if you are not doing well in terms of robustness, you'll be rejected also.